Okay.
Alan, we're being attacked by actual abominations. Why are you huffing helium? What the fuck?
It gets me through the day.
It's funny because in the 20s they actually did use laughing gas as a party thing.
Nice.
There was like I think it was the 20s, maybe in the 30s. There was like a big fad for it, and they would just get like laughing gas in and just like fill the room with it.
I think the only time I've ever seen anyone do that was Dennis Hopper in Blue Velvet.
I was thinking Little Shop of Horrors, you know, the dentist bit.
Yeah.
Yes, I roleplayed that dentist in Everyone is John game. Anyway, so last time we left off, you had gone to Sir George Arkwright's house. Keen managed to get himself a date. And you swiped a couple of papers showing the site of an archaeological dig. Led by a Dr. Bennett. It was still Sunday night. I can't remember which time it was exactly. And yeah, you were in Denniston on a Sunday night. I don't know where you wanted to go after that. The name of the pub that the lassie gave you key in was the Lee Rig.
One more time. Okay. Nice.
I have a lot of trouble imagining what a new old man pub would look like. That seems like a contradiction in terms.
Instead of the old man, it's a young man.
Well, I mean, the only difference was it wasn't full of old barflies all evening. It would have been full of younger people drinking, smoking, listening to bands play. But I mean, instead of nightclubs, you had like big dance halls and things like that still. And at this point, Denniston, Glasgow was a very kind of hip place to be as well.
So it's not quite like really popular club, but it's not exactly, you know, a dingy old hole.
It's quite a large pub, yeah. I've got a couple of pics, but
Okay.
yeah. So you're outside the Darkgate Manor anyway. What do you want to do?
I think we should look at the documentation and maybe go somewhere and check out the archaeological papers.
Do you want to go to Mildred's sister's place? Or
Is that
too
fairly
far?
nearby?
No, it is way over in the opposite end of the city.
Yeah, the maid we never like settled on a specific date or time, right? She's just like whenever.
Correct. And it's kind of Sunday evening, there's not likely to be a lot of people out partying then anyway.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I'll just go along with Mildred and the crew.
Is that where you want to go?
Sure.
Okay, so you get the tram back into town, or you walk into town and then get a tram. And then I imagine you probably have to get like a carriage wagon out to Annie's Land, because it's quite far outside the city at this point. It's a very rural setting. There's just some sort of mansion houses, tenement flats, a couple of factories and farms. But yes, it's quiet. What was your sister's name again in this?
Cynthia.
And her husband was a farmer, is that right?
Yes.
Okay, so if it's livestock he's looking after, he's probably out tending to the livestock at this time, getting them settled in for the night. Cynthia will just be preparing dinner, or washing up after dinner when you arrive. So the four of you stumble in, and she would not have been expecting for you to arrive at this time. So Mildred, what do you say to her?
Well, we're just here to crash for the night. Can we just go and use your dining area dining room so that we can look at these papers?
I suppose, but Mildred, could I speak to you in the kitchen first?
Okay, sis.
She takes you in the kitchen and immediately, she's frustrated with you. What are you doing turning up my house with all these gentlemen this time of night on a Sunday?
Well, we're doing important work, Cynthia. We can't all be housewives.
I'm not running a bloody guest house.
Well, indulge me this once.
I already indulged you once last time.
We won't be here again for a long time, Cynthia. Indulge me tonight.
I mean, she's not going to turn you out because you've not got anywhere else to go. But yes, she's not happy, but she sets about making some tea and biscuits for you all. When she comes back with the tray of tea, Keen should give you a teacup and ask you how do you like your tea.
That's a question I never actually thought of. I don't think Keen's much of a tea drinker.
With whiskey, without the tea.
Yeah, that's probably more accurate, to be honest. Especially nowadays.
Oh, so you'd rather have like a nightcap?
Oh, that would be lovely, actually.
Scotch, gin, or sherry?
Just the scotch, I suppose.
She looks mildly annoyed because that's the most expensive option. But she'll get you a scotch.
Hey man, she offered.
So the rest of you have like a dining room or a study room with a rectangular table you can sit at and look over whatever you want to look over.
Do we have any information about the papers?
So your archaeological papers showed you it was a dig site in the north of Scotland. It's been marked on the map there. It's the Ardniki lime kilns. Did I make a clipping? I didn't make a clipping. There's a clipping there showing that the lime quarry was abandoned several months ago after a series of mysterious deaths occurred at the site. And within the last couple of weeks, this dig has been funded by Sir Arkwright and led by Dr. Bennett.
Does it have an actual date of when it started or when it's, the event's going to take place?
It started just over 2 weeks ago.
I think, guys, we're going to have to go to the dig site at some point. I don't know whether it's going to be tomorrow or the day after.
As long as Mildred takes point, that seems sensible.
We should probably plan out for anything that we want to do while we're still in the vicinity of both Glasgow and Edinburgh before we go up there, because I imagine it would take quite a long time to get up there and back again.
In amongst the archaeological plans and the permissions and the funding requests and all the rest of it, there's an old letter that's been kind of ripped or stained down one side, so it's not complete. Which is this one. And the transcriptions at the bottom. So it reads, Dear George, I shall not waste your time with the pleasantries of Lasermen. I have well, actually, I won't read it out because half of it's missing.
Wasn't the Blackstone mentioned to be connected to Dagon?
Yes, it was.
Okay, cool.
So we do not want to destroy it, or do we want to destroy it? I mean, like, this is one of the problems. Like, has it caused us problems? Like,
Well, the last time we were actually staying at Mildred's sister's house, Bruce was barking at the stone. But as far as I'm aware, it hasn't really affected us.
Now they want the stone.
Maybe if we can secure it, we could ask the Reverend at the cathedral.
I don't know if I would want us to give the stone to the Reverend.
Hey, just for those of us who don't live in Scotland, where exactly is Orkney?
one of those really far north islands off the coast at the top of Scotland.
Well, you've got a map of Scotland in front of you there. You can see Orkney's at the top right.
Okay, so right about here?
Yes, for your opinion. Exactly. Those yellow lines.
Okay. Sorry, I was missing that bit of context, but okay, cool.
So what's the plan?
if-
What are you going to say, hon?
I was just gonna say, what's the plans tomorrow?
Well, do we have everything we need from Arkwright? I mean, there's still the murder in the necropolis, the feather that Finley found.
I also feel though, like, for the fact of like the 2-week dig site, it could be that they're looking for that stone, but what if they're looking for like another stone, you know? And then they get the other stone, and then we're like, oh no.
I wonder if, because it seems like obviously it's missing, but it seems like that line that mentions Dagon's might be for the servants of Dagon seek to undo our efforts, maybe, and maybe that's why they're the Dagon cult is after something, and I'm assuming Michael Thomas is the one who wrote this one, might have been trying to screw the other cult over.
There's the
It definitely
barking
seems like
of dogs outside. Sorry,
There's what?
you can hear dogs barking outside. Sorry, Finn, there you go.
I'm checking out the handwriting to see between the Michael Thomas journal.
Kian's actually going to take a look out to where he hears the dogs barking.
You can see a lantern being carried by, assumedly, Cynthia's husband, as he's moving from the barn over to where the dogs are.
Yeah, Kian's going to watch very, very closely, and he's going to, like, make sure that, because I've got my toolkit and my shotgun wrapped up inside of it, so I'll be, like, just getting ready just in case, because I've just suddenly got a bad feeling.
I'll get my golf club ready.
I thought you were comparing notes.
Yeah, you're looking at handwriting.
Yes, the handwriting looks the same.
He's not dead.
Well, this is evidently an older letter because it's damaged and whatnot. What were you going to say, Alan? Before I cut you off.
Geez, I don't remember. Yeah, I think I was just going to say it definitely sounds like there's the two groups are in competition with each other.
The dogs have stopped barking.
Anything unusual that I can see from where I am?
You cannot see his lantern anymore. Or rather, it's not moving anymore, it's stationary. You can see like the shadows in the trees cast by it.
Oh boy. Oh boy, we starting off strong today. All right.
I think we need to go and check it out.
Here you go, boys. Take my flashlight.
Yeah, here you go, boys. You can go check it out.
I'll have the flashlight, okay? I'll go, okay? If people have to come with me though, so.
I mean, you know, he's your brother-in-law.
Well, come on. They're letting us stay in the house, so hospitality and all that.
I think Paul would be the one that would probably volunteer to go with to check it out.
Yeah, no, Kian's grabbing, like, making sure he's got a hold of his shotgun, and then he's going to go out and investigate.
Yeah, it's middle of March. It's fairly cool at night. There's a good bit of breeze. You can hear the rustling of the leaves in the wind. You can see the light, the shadows of it flickering as the trees move. Evidently he's moved away from the barn over towards the front entrance of the farm. And there's like an outhouse and maybe like a tool shed in that direction.
Can I roll for spot hidden?
Sure. 2 dice. You catch the movement of a shadow off to the far right hand side of you, whereas you're facing where the light is.
There's a shadow. I'm gonna get the flashlight to look. Can I see anything else?
If you turn with the flashlight in the distance, you can see the back of a man running off into a field.
I think we chase him.
Look, Kian's one to look to where he was hearing the dogs barking.
Yeah, so there's a light which has been left or standing still, stationary, on the opposite side of these outhouse buildings. And you can just see the light kind of cast around them on the other side.
There's no sign of Cynthia's husband at the source of the light or anything.
You'd have to walk up to the sheds, the houses, and look around.
I think, at the risk of making the classic mistake in these scenarios, I think maybe some of us should go after the figure that was running away, and some of us should check around where the lantern's lying in case Cynthia's husband is, like, injured or something.
Yeah, and protect the stone as well.
Okay, who's running after the guy in the field?
Paul, do you want to come with me?
Oh, Paul definitely be with Mildred, so yay, running time.
Okay, I'll go and have a look for Cynthia's husband in that case.
So Keen, finally you walk around to the other side of the buildings. One of the dogs is there, it's been tied up, it's just kind of like happily wagging its tail and, being a dog. The lantern has been like sat on the ground. There's no one else there.
It's no sign of a struggle or anything?
Mm-hmm.
So the dogs were barking, but now he doesn't seem to be stressed out or anything.
No, he looks quite happy. Mildred and Paul, you run across the field. The figure, it's half a field in front of you, and they're at the far end. And you can see them, crouched down now against the fence at the far end. Do you just want to
Come out. Come out. Come out. We can see you. Come out.
You hear a familiar voice shout back. Mildred, is that you? What are you doing out in the field in the dark?
Is that you, brother-in-law?
Yeah, Alistair.
Alistair.
Yeah, and he walks up and he's got one of the dogs by the collar.
What on earth are you doing?
Something got the dog excited and ran off.
Okay.
I
Do you
don't know
want
what
us
I
to
don't know
help?
what it was. Probably a rabbit or something. It ran off into the trees there.
Okay. Can I check spot hidden?
To look to see the rabbit in the trees.
Yes.
You flash your, you don't need to roll it. You flash your flashlight around. I mean, you can't see anything obvious. If there was something there, it's ran off.
Okay. Are you heading back just now, Alistair?
Well, yeah, obviously. I was just finishing up out here.
You should be out in the dark. It's not safe.
Oh, it's perfectly safe around here, Mildred. Don't be silly.
It's not safe.
Who was carrying the stone?
Finley?
It may have been me, I forget.
Are you still carrying the stone, or did you leave it in the house?
I think I would still have it with me.
You feel oddly cold, despite the kind of mild weather.
There's nothing else out of place that I'm not sensing any, kind of weird hallucinations coming on or anything.
No, you just feel kind of cold. Not a kind of cold you can shrug off. It's not the wind, because the wind feels quite nice on your skin. I mean, you're quite an outdoorsy person. Just an odd chill. Keen, I mean, you're finding it uncomfortable to be standing close to Finley.
Like, just an off vibe, or
You get an odd tingling sensation at the back of your skull. And the closer you get to Finley, the more uncomfortable it is.
yeah, that's gonna make Kian definitely pause and shake his head a bit, and then he's gonna try to look for whatever might be causing it, but he's unsure of really how, other than to just look around, and again, just make sure he's got a hand on his shotgun.
Roll your intelligence for me.
It's 2 dice, right?
2 worst of them, I think, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've no idea, like, what about him is making you uncomfortable, what's causing that kind of sensation. You just know as you get closer to him, it feels worse. Now, if you want to make the link between that and him carrying the stone, you can. In character, that's perfectly fine.
Okay. Yeah. Kian's just gonna get a look at Finley. It's like, what do you have?
I think it must be the
Do you-
stone.
Drop it or put it away.
Yeah, I think
Something's happening with it.
I think we need to try and store it somewhere safe. We need to find somewhere that we can keep it that would be like out of sight, but also not have to carry it around all the time. I think this is possibly putting us at risk having it with us.
I'll say, why not leave it with at the cathedral with.
With the Reverend, we could consider that as an option. Yeah, I don't know whether we maybe don't want to put all our eggs in the one basket, but I think we should definitely we can ask the others, and we could maybe take a vote on it or something.
Have we been around this stone for a long time? Like it's only just now starting to really become a problem.
I hope it's not a sign that we're getting nearer to something that is putting us at danger. I don't know.
Either that or something's getting closer to us.
It's quite a worrying thought.
There's a childish... sorry, Mildred, your sister, she has a daughter, correct?
Yes, my daughter.
Or does Cynthia not have kids of her own?
No, she doesn't have any kids.
Ah, okay then, never mind.
That was ominous.
Okay, so you go back to the house. You see it's Alistair. He's got the dogs. He ties the dogs up outside. And puts out food and water for them. And then you all come inside and share a drink. And the rest of the evening is uneventful. Then you just retire to your bed.
Does the feeling ever dissipate or stop or?
No, you are constantly uncomfortable, verging on a tingling, annoying pain sensation, being within proximity of it.
Yeah, no, I'm going to stay in a different room.
I think we should put it in the oven in the kitchen.
It's an interesting choice. I mean, if you don't think Cynthia would object?
Maybe wrap it up in something and then just put it in the oven.
Yeah, I mean, you can do that. Whether you tell her or not is up to you.
I'll just say to her it's archaeological find, and I need to store it somewhere safe, which I think is the oven. They're not using the oven till tomorrow morning, so.
And she'll say something about Millie, you and your rocks.
Okay, so we've wrapped it up in cloth and stuff and just put it in the oven.
Okay, that's fine. And then you all go to bed. Finally, in the middle of the night, you sit up and something has woken you. You feel cold and sweaty. But you turn to face one of the windows, and there's a face staring back at you in the window. It's bald, it's sloped forehead, it's large black bulbous eyes, and a kind of upside down U-shaped mouth drooping, with hundreds of tiny sharp needle teeth staring back at you, with sort of arched gills around the side of his head.
Is it? Can I like rub my eyes or anything to check that I'm awake? I'm not actually dreaming or anything.
You go to rub your eyes, and then you find yourself suddenly sitting up, awake, because you were in a dream.
Can I just check the window to make sure there's definitely nothing physically there?
Can we not manipulate the fish people? Because, you know, with the rock.
Right, hang on, you're
that-
sleeping in your bed just now. Okay, Finley, roll me 2 dice for your spot hidden. There's a very definite pair of footprints in the mud outside your window. Human shoes.
Interesting. Are they quite large? I mean, can I see if they're like adult?
Regular adult sized shoes, boots. And in such a position where they would have been facing directly into your window. Cian, you also have a dream. And in your dream, you're lying at the bottom of a long, deep, dark well. The sides of the well are dripping water down around you. And up above, you can see a starless night sky.
Okay.
And there's someone standing at the top of the well, whispering down to you, and you can just hear the faintest of the echoes of their whispers. They're asking for help.
They're asking for help?
Yes. They're telling you that they're stuck in the well and you need help getting out.
Wait, I'm in the well and they're asking for help?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Yeah, Kian will try to climb out, or climb as best he can.
Yes, the rocks are cold and hard and slippery. You find yourself falling down again and again, hurting your knees, twisting an ankle. And one of the times when you're very near the top, and you're just trying to see the face of the person that's whispering you, and you lean back a little too far and you fall. And that falling sensation is what wakes you up.
Oh, I hate those nightmares. I guess first thing I do is look around the room.
And it's a perfectly normal room. The sun is just coming up, it's very early morning. Mildred, you also have a dream. You're in your apartment. You're lying on your bed, comfortable, you've just woken up, and you turn to cuddle your husband and he's not there. There's just the dent in the pillow where he used to sleep. Your daughter comes running into you and says she's got something to show you, and she runs out of the room into the living room.
This is not going to be good, is it?
Are you going to follow her?
Yes.
You go into the living room, she's standing there, she's holding a hand, of this very tall, thin figure. It looks almost like a very tall, thin tree with just skin just hanging off of it. And this hood where the face should be. It looks up at you and it stretches out a long, twig-like hand. And it speaks with the voice of Alexander, your dead husband. Millie, come play with me. Come play with us.
I grab my daughter and run out the room.
You run out of the room and you fall into darkness, and that's when you wake up with a thud.
I need a cup of tea.
So when you get up, Cynthia has prepared you a nice breakfast with tea and all that. And she says, are you going to be taking your rock out of the oven, Millie?
The oven, let's see.
There's nothing in the oven.
Fuck.
Oh, no. No.
This is bad.
Oh my god.
Cynthia, did you move the stone? Just tell me, did you move the stone?
No, I didn't touch the silly thing.
Did you, honestly, did you hear anything at the door? Was there any noise at the door?
Last night? No, I never heard anything.
Did anyone hear anything?
I didn't hear anything, but when I woke up, there were footprints outside the window. I don't know if there's maybe somebody's followed us.
Yeah, Kian's going to quickly, like, hearing all of this, quickly run out the door and see if he can find any like tracks, or maybe see which direction they went, or...
Okay, roll me a dice then.
Oh, would this be spot hidden?
It is, yes. Just roll me one dice.
Oh, one or two, because I do have spot hidden.
One. Yeah, but your intelligence is low, so...
Oh, right, okay.
Aced it. But yeah,
Yeah.
there's not just footprints in front of the window. There are footprints leading up to the back door. And then those footprints lead off, going east towards the main road, which leads to town.
Sorry about that. Back.
Right, okay, so I think we should, like, head to town, towards town.
Paul comes down the stairs. Paul, you had a very good night's sleep at Cynthia's. And everyone else is kind of running around for some reason.
Well, that's a shame. They should have just relaxed.
Paul, there's no time for breakfast. You're just gonna have to chug down the coffee or tea. We're heading out the door now. The stone is gone.
Do you know where it's gone?
Towards the city centre, so... And I guess they'll be taking the train to the island. Or they could be taking it to Arkwright's. What do you all suggest? Do we go to Arkwright's and check that out? Arkwright's is near town, isn't it?
Arkwright's isn't Denniston.
That's near town, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that far.
It's also decently close to the necropolis.
What do you think we should do? Arkwright's or the necropolis?
I mean, either way, it's the same direction from where we are right now. I probably probably Arkwright.
Because I'm thinking like Arkwright that has, the basement and they do all the sort of rituals there, so it's probably the best bet.
Kind of my thought.
Are we ready to go?
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else we can do at the moment.
Paul finishing like this third mug of coffee because you said it had to be a hurry.
Oh, it's so typical. Like, we put it in the oven. You'd expect that they wouldn't look in the oven, but maybe they would look in the oven. Maybe that is the place to look. But
I think perhaps they can sense the stone when they're near it. I mean, it seems to be having an effect on us, so perhaps it has an effect on them as well.
Keen, are you still carrying that ring?
I'm still carrying it. I'm not wearing it.
Just checking. Okay, so you just hop on the carriage, and then once you get in town, a tram across town to take you past the infirmary, along Alexandra Parade, and back to where Arkwright's place is. Since that's where you want to be.
I also think, like, the guy in the hospital, that main guy in the Glasgow, that might be the best bet as well to look at all angles. So
there was a couple of them. There was a Dr. Robertson who was one of the health board that spoke in the paper. It was Dr. Cullen who's the one in charge of treating the diseased. Yeah, so there was a couple in the hospital you were wanting to speak to at some point as well.
Yeah.
okay, how are we gonna do this? Well, Kane, you've got a date with the person, so I think you need to be the one that goes to the door.
Well, and like, okay.
It wouldn't be
Just-
worth. Sorry.
I was just gonna say you could just kind of sweet talk, go in like that. You couldn't wait to go to the pub, but you felt like you needed to see her today, because you couldn't stop thinking about her. So
We'll see how that goes. Right.
It's like, I don't know about that.
Yeah, I really don't know about that, but we'll see.
Well, one thing that occurred to me was like maybe if we wait until the evening, if the young maid lady, if she goes out to the pub, then can we reasonably assume that Arkwright would be the only one left in the house? I mean, if he's the only one there, it might be easier for us to get in without being noticed.
I mean, that's very true, because whenever me and Paul were in there, it was just her and Arkwright.
I have an idea. The guy that, like, the prize winner that's on the dig, I can't remember his name again, but I could pretend to be his wife and then, say about the dig and everything, that I'm trying to find my husband, he hasn't been home, you know?
The what?
The
You know,
Dr. Bennett who's leading the archaeological dig.
Yeah, or I could say, like, I'm one of Dr. Bennett's associates, and I was just told, and I live in Glasgow, and do they know where the dig is, and just get chatting.
That's, a very fair point. Why don't we both go up to the door?
Yeah.
Okay, so you want to go up to the door now in the morning?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, so it's about 8 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's going to work. You walk up to the front door. You can see that there are still milk bottles and fresh rolls and stuff left on the doorstep. And the morning newspaper. And before you even get to the door, the front door opens, and the young maid is there. And she bends down and picking up the newspaper and getting the bottles of milk and whatnot. When she notices you both in the driveway. And she just pauses for a moment.
Hi there, I'm associate of Dr. Bennett's, and you know, we're going on this he's been on this archaeological dig for like 2 weeks now, but I'm to join him. I live in Glasgow, and I heard that, like, you know, Mr. Arkwright is you know, he's one of the associates as well, so I just wanted to introduce myself.
So she looks at you with a bit of confusion, and then she looks at Kian, and her face gets even more confused.
I'm not with her. It's actually coincidence that we both showed up at the same time.
Oh! And she looks a little happier. Okay. What was your name, miss?
Dr. Bryant.
Bryant. Okay, I'll tell the master you're here. Do you want to wait in the front living room? I'm just making him breakfast.
Yeah, no worries.
And if you want to maybe wait in the kitchen for me. Why are you here again? Just talking to you, Keen.
Oh, she's talking to me. Yeah, Kian's going to go. Well, I thought about what we had talked about last night, and I realized we never actually set a time or a date. So I couldn't quite figure out when you wanted to perhaps go for that drink.
You can see her
If you're available.
suppressing a giggle.
If you're available tonight, that would actually be absolutely fantastic.
Straightens her face and says, yes, that would be fine.
Great. Well, that's the relief.
Where? Just, you want to ask where? This is a little voice in your brain telling you where.
No, we already know where. We just didn't know when.
So Mildred, you go in and you get to sit in the front living room. Keen, I take it you just turn around and leave then.
Yeah, unless she's inviting me in also. But yeah, I'm just playing the part and immediately turning around and leaving Mildred alone.
Did you try to say something there, hon? You're not pressing the button.
Spot hidden.
Will you wait in the living room?
Yeah.
Sure, go for it. Roll 2 dice. It just looks like when you glanced yesterday, there's some portraits, there's a nice table, nice furniture. It's very expensive, very clean, well kept, but there's nothing unusual here. You can hear the maid go off into the back room and fixing up some dishes. She then goes up the stairs with the tray. There's kind of a low grumbling and a conversation had upstairs that you can't make out. And then she comes back down the stairs. Miss Bryant? Yeah, the master will see you when he's finished and he's dressed. If you don't mind waiting. Do you want a cup of tea or something?
Yes, tea would be lovely. I'm just gonna pop out for some fresh air just now, and I'll just, if you don't mind, I'll open the door and just like pop out for fresh air and then I'll let myself back in if that's okay.
You can smoke in here if that's what you want. That's perfectly fine.
Oh, it was more about the fresh air, if that's okay.
Of course. I'll bring the tea tree in and leave it in here for you when you're ready.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so what are you doing with your 2 minutes of fresh air?
Yes, I'm just trying to hobble them into the house.
Okay, where are the rest of you when they're doing this?
I mean, Kian wouldn't have just like left or like left the house or anything. He would have stayed relatively close by, but definitely would have made a show of leaving to avoid suspicion.
Right, just hang about like at the end of the driveway or something.
Yeah. Just kind of out of sight as best he can.
What about Paul and Finlay?
I think we'd probably just be trying to look inconspicuous outside and waiting for Kian and Mildred to come back.
Probably Paul leaning against a lamppost reading a newspaper while Finley's trying to look very nondescript.
Hands in his pockets, whistling as he paces back and forth.
Winding up Paul as Paul just lifts the newspaper and angrily changes pages.
Okay, so Kian, you can see Mildred sort of at the door motioning for you to come in, and you're within like yelling or talking distance of the other two.
Oh, for fuck's sakes! Oi, boys! Apparently, Mildred wants us to go inside.
Okay. This doesn't sound too good, but yeah, okay.
Oh dear. Right, well, let's get ourselves in trouble.
Sure, you hurriedly run across or up the driveway, painfully aware of how loud your footsteps are on the gravel,
Fuck.
and then you just dive into the house, into the hallway. And you can
This is
immediately
gonna
hear
be
the
so-
sorry, you can immediately hear like the jingling of a tea tray up the stairs.
Don't hide.
I think we do have time to make our way down to the basement, like stealthily.
You could hardly do so, yeah. But remember, when you get to the kitchen, the basement is locked with like 3 locks.
Fuck, it is.
So you're now in the kitchen as you hear the tea tray sound and footsteps coming down the stairs.
Is there another room that we can go through into to try and hide?
Yeah, so at the back of the house, you can take the back door that takes you out to the backyard, or you can go off to, if you're facing to the back of the house, you can go to your left, and that's the sitting room which extends from the back of the house to the front of the house.
Is there like a shed in the backyard or anything like that?
Oh, there'll definitely be a tool shed all around the grass of the yard. There's bushes and trees. There's plenty of space to hide back there.
Sounds
Yeah,
like it might be the best option.
Yeah, Kian makes as stealthily and as quickly as he can to the backyard to find a hiding spot. Wondering what the fuck Mildred wants us to do in here.
Finlay and Paul, you're doing the same.
Yeah, I think we'll try and make ourselves scarce.
We should hide in the oven. That worked last time.
Quick, let me put this lampshade on my head and just stand very still.
So there is also a pantry in the kitchen, which is just like a large cupboard, which is open.
Go in the pantry. I will maybe need you guys, so,
I take it Mildred is going back into the sitting room.
Yes. I'm not drinking the tea, by the way, so
Oh, okay.
just
Because there's a tray with a pot of tea, a thing with milk, a bowl of sugar. Yeah.
I poured it out, but I don't drink it.
Okay.
So.
So you guys all want to go out the back door, yes?
Yeah.
I think that's probably the safest option.
You two, Paul, yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so you just go out the door. Keen carefully closes the door quietly. It just clicks shut as you see the maid come into the kitchen. You duck down below the window and scurry around the side of the building into the bushes.
Are they on the side of the living room with the window?
No, they're on the other side.
Oh, crap.
I mean, unless they
Did Benny-
circumnavigate the back garden and the bushes, that's up to you.
I just imagine the Benny Hill music start just as soon as Kean said go. Because literally all we did is run through the house and then
Yeah.
through the side of the house.
Yeah, and for some reason we're at the outside of the backyard.
So the maid comes back in, Mildred. Miss, I'm just going to get his mastership dressed, and then I'll bring him down. Or he might want to see you upstairs.
I can see him another time. I think I'll.
What?
Oh, no, miss. I'm sorry. He would be most upset. But it won't be long. 10 minutes tops to get him dressed. It won't take long.
Oh, this is good. This is good. Just commit to the bit.
Please just have your tea. I'll be back soon. And she goes up the stairs. You want to just wait, Mildred, or what?
What do you guys think?
You can't ask them. You're in the house on your own. You need to decide.
Okay, I'm just gonna brave it. Oh my goodness. It's gonna be bad, isn't
Okay,
it?
so she comes downstairs and she after about 10 minutes. He's upstairs in his study, miss. If you'd like to follow me, please. You can just leave the tea there. I'll get rid of that later.
I'd rather be downstairs.
He's rather insistent on his protocol, miss. You know, his condition means that it's easier for him to stay on one floor.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Can I ask, because these houses are quite stuffy, could I just have the front door open if that's okay, just for air?
I suppose I could do that for you afterwards. Yeah, sure. Follow me, please. And she walks upstairs. You going to follow her?
I suppose so, yes.
Okay, you get upstairs. She takes you left. You go into the small study. On the one side of the room is a large oak table, and sat in a red cushioned chair on one side of it is a very frail, small, ancient-looking man. You've never seen someone living who looks this old and decrepit. The room is full of all kinds of strange artifacts that you, with your expertise, immediately recognise as being from all these different cultures. Some of the things there, noticeably, are very old. It's a very strange, eclectic collection of things. And some of the things in the sigils carved on them, you have to avert your eyes from them, because looking at them too long kind of makes your eyes blurry and watery.
Mr. Arkwright, I'm very happy to meet you.
So where is
I'm
Bennett?
He is in the what's called the aisle. He's in the deck.
The aisle? What the hell is he doing on an island? Does he have my stoner? Doesn't he, damn it?
He's been on the island for 2 weeks, and that's why I came to see what the situation is, as you're one of the associates.
No. Island? No. I sent Bennett up north. What's he doing on an island?
He was on the island, and then he went up north to the
quarry. You're not pressing your button.
I say the name of the quarry.
Yes, I don't care what island he's at, damn it. The quarry, yes, he found my stone. Where is it?
Well, he has asked permission for me to come with him, and I was, this is why I'm here. If I could go up with him with my expertise, for the past 12 years, I've done digs in Africa, Spain.
Yes, very good,
all
very
over
good,
the
whatever.
world.
I just want him to bring me my stone, young lady. I don't
Okay,
care what little shenanigans you've been up to in the past. He has my stone. I know he has my stone. He wrote to me. But where is he? He's supposed to bring it here.
He didn't indicate that he had the stone when I last spoke to him.
Well, you get up there and you tell him to bring his arse down here now. I paid for his little follies. The least he can do is bring me what we agreed upon.
Yes, sir. I will do that. I'll be right away, sir. I will leave to go to the quarry as soon as. Thank you for your time, sir.
He just dismissively flicks his one hand at you and looks at the maid, who's standing behind you at the doorway. And she puts her hand on your shoulder and just kind of nods to you to leave the room.
I scurry downstairs, and the front door's open, so.
Yes, I'm sorry, miss. You can be quite temperamental at times.
Yeah, that's no problem.
Button again.
I say goodbye to her, and I'm passing the gate, waiting for them to, wherever they are. I'm just walking along the road. I'm just at the top of the road to just waiting for them. So, can I see them?
Would we have heard Mildred leaving? I mean, I think, would we
You
know
could
that
hear
she was there?
you could hear the footsteps in the gravel.
Okay, well, I think we should probably take that as our cue to leave for now. I think if we can't get into the basement due to it being locked, then there's probably our best chance is to wait and come back when the maid's away.
Are we all together now? Can I say my piece?
Can we, carefully make our exit without being seen?
Yeah, just very, very stealthily and confused.
Why don't the three of you roll me a dice each?
Oh, fuck.
Just the one?
Yes, I also spent a good bit of my childhood sneaking around these kind of gardens, so...
Oh, you both did well.
And then a large Paul.
No. He must be on the call.
He's not mute or deaf.
Having to reply to a person that screamed at me why their chlorine levels are 6 instead of 1.6, and I'm trying to artfully tell them, talk to fucking Scottish Water. We're not Scottish Water, and I'm having to do it in a diplomatic way, so apologies for that. But it's not a call, it's an email, so I thought I could maybe juggle.
But yeah, if you could roll one dice for me, Callum. Yeah, you're all fine. You do all notice that on the bottom floor at the window, the maid is standing watching Mildred get to the end of the drive and leave. Before she leaves the window, and then you skulk across the garden out.
Are we all safely at the end of the road?
Yes.
Okay, guys. He doesn't have the stone, but he wants the stone. So we are where we're supposed to be. I don't think we should be at the quarry because it's not going to be at the quarry. So I don't think we should go to the quarry. What do you guys think?
Certainly sounds as if it must be the Dagon people that have the stone just now. When we saw the footprints back at Cynthia's house during the night, I thought I dreamt that I saw one of the fish people, but perhaps that's a sign that it is them that have taken it.
Oh goodness, we're not going to have to go back to Malay, are we?
We should probably try to avoid that as much as we can.
Kian still has this moment where, since he's still has yet to encounter one of the fish people, is just like, what the hell happened?
You don't want to know.
We don't talk about Malay.
What happens in the lake stays in the lake.
Yes, too right.
Okay, so
What-
which one to know?
I still feel like there's 2 stones, but maybe there's just 1 stone, and then I think either way, I think we are where we're supposed to be, as in we're in Glasgow, and I think we're supposed to be there, because I think, the other cult could take the stone from the Dagon people, What's everyone else's thoughts?
Well, you also told them that the stone is not in the quarry, so they have to use that as their basis of their information.
I just don't think there's a second stone. I think it's the same stone. So
I honestly just have no idea. All I know is that we had a stone and now we don't, and the only lead we had was that it led back to Glasgow. As far as we could tell, like, if Arkwright doesn't have it, then who has our stone?
And also, how did they know we had it?
Exactly.
And I suppose we do know that there's something going on in the necropolis, but I don't know whether trying to intervene in that would get us anywhere. I mean, we'd likely have to deal with some sort of creature similar to what we had to deal with, at the Laird's house before.
I don't know if it's just because it's been so long as well, Alan. Obviously Finlay had noticed that he was being followed by a plainclothes police officer at some point in the past.
Right, yeah, I went through my mind to check that when we got up to Arkwright's house, but I didn't think to do it at the time.
So somebody's clearly been. I don't know if they either keeping tabs on us or they're just drawn to the stone. They knew exactly where we were and where we put the stone.
do you think maybe the secret Watcher book might, help find the stone?
We could try that, but we left the books in the care of the Reverend at the cathedral, did we not?
Yeah, we did.
Yes.
Yeah.
We could go and check in with him and have a look at the books, I guess.
I know that I definitely, at the very least, at whatever time that we actually agreed on, I'd need to be at the lee rig tonight, and that way I can at least maybe see if I can talk to the maid and get some. She knows something. I definitely think she knows something. She had to. She was the one who cleaned the basement, so she has to have at least known that something happened down there.
You could also ask her about, archaeological objects, as in, talk about paintings, etc., and then go on about the stone.
Yes,
Maybe.
that's
Either way,
Keen's area of expertise.
that's kind of what I was thinking. Also, a maid probably not going to know that much about archaeological findings,
Yeah.
apart from what she's been told.
If you want to go to the cathedral is not that far from here. You can be there in like 15-20 minutes walking.
Yeah, probably make our way to the cathedral first.
My thoughts as well are that he was told that they have the stone, so I think, Dr. Bennett has something to do with it. As in, he was there, like, he is the one as well that, he would have known, like, my next of kin address would be, like, my sister's address. So he would know that, that we would be staying there. So I'm thinking, like, Bennett's got something to do with it as well.
He very well may do, although if we're being followed by someone else, it seems to like it might be the case they could have just seen where we were going. It might not necessarily be him that's tipped them off in this case, although I do agree that it's very likely that he may well be involved in this in a malicious extent.
And I think as well, did you not say that you saw 2 footprints, as in 2 pairs of footprints?
I think it was just the one pair outside the window,
Yeah,
but
one pair.
yeah, we can't be. I suppose it is possible that there may have been others, but I only saw the one at the time.
I suppose there could have been a scuffle between the Dagon people and the Michael Thomas people. So
Certainly, I think if one of these two groups has the stone, I feel it would be more likely the Dagon, as it certainly doesn't sound like Arkwright's achieved his aims at this point. So it's possible that if Arkwright realizes that the stone isn't at the dig at the lime kilns, then he might try to act against the Dagon if he knows where to find them, and like if they're around here, if they have a presence in the city.
So when you get to the cathedral, you want to go inside and speak to the Reverend Grimmond.
Yes.
So you'll find Reverend Grimmond inside the cathedral. There's people like coming in just sightseeing, looking around, and he's got a woman down the front that he's having a quiet conversation with.
Does he look more or less, well than the last time we saw him? Because I know last time he seemed to not be dealing with the stress too well.
Oh, he still looks as if he's kind of stressed and not slept well.
So, more of the same. I mean, Kian's just gonna kind of wait patiently for him to finish his talk before talking to him.
Pixies lair. Yes, you wait, 10, 15 minutes to finish the conversation, then you can move up and speak to him. At first he doesn't seem to recognise you. But then when he sees the kind of group of you together, you can see it kind of click. It's like, oh, you've returned already.
Yes, unfortunately, our stone got stolen.
Your stone.
Yes.
We had an artifact retrieved from a site important to who we believe is possibly the Dagon cult, but I'm afraid it was a small carved stone, and it seems to have been taken from us.
Shh! Not here. And he looks around, even though clearly no one is listening. Come with me. And then he takes you down the stairs. Not quite into the crypt, but just like down to the bottom of the stairs. Yes, the stone, the cult. Is it the demons? They haven't stopped, I heard them again last night.
Yes, we believe that this is connected to them. It's only getting stranger and stranger, unfortunately.
So it's Satan worshippers.
We don't know what their exact agenda is, but they seem to have acolytes in high places.
Yes, devilry always appeals to those in power. I can't say I'm surprised. I should have known as much, and he opens up the crypt door and walks into the crypt.
We would like to have a look at the books.
Shoots back at you from across the crypt. Of course, of course! Close the door.
Kian closes the door.
You can see him getting a little silver tray from beside the crypt sarcophagus and carefully pouring it into a little vial and putting the tray back down again. He's putting a cork into the vial. We must prepare ourselves. And he opens up the big chest, but by opening the lock at the back. And you see him, he's pulling out like stakes and a crucifix and a hammer and iron nails, scrolls of parchment, everything but your books.
This is nice.
The devil's among us, my child. We must see to it that they are stopped. Now, who are they? Who have you identified?
Well, that's what we're hoping to figure out by looking at the books that we left you.
He slams the chest shut. What? You don't know? And you can see his eyes are all bloodshot and he's on the edge of madness.
We have a suspicion, but we can't be absolutely certain. We want to make sure that we have the right people before we make any accusations against them.
He stares into your eyes, Finlay, and then goes around each of you. And there's a hint of paranoia behind those eyes. Yes, I suppose. And he opens up the chest again and pulls out the 3 books and sets them down.
Is there a table and chairs where we can view the books?
He looks around the empty space. I suppose I can find some. Wait here.
Can I roll a spot hidden?
Oh, what are you looking for?
I'm looking to see if even, there might be the stone might be there.
To
Who
see if the
knows?
stone's in this space at all.
Yeah.
I'm sure roll 2 dice. It doesn't look like it's here.
Did we show the Reverend the feather that we found at any point, or I don't think we did.
I don't think you did.
No. Yeah, that we found that after the fact.
Yeah, we could try asking him about that.
I mean, I can already guess what he's going to say, but
Yeah.
we can do that.
He comes back down, loudly dragging 2 chairs behind him.
I want to read the Secret Watcher first. Like, go through that.
So he puts the 2 books in front of you. You will be spending the better part of the day studying the tomes if that's what you want to do.
Yeah, I think that's what
I'll
King
just
want to do.
just before we get started, I'll maybe try asking the Reverend about the feather. Just say that we found this. We found this in the necropolis. We believe it might be connected to them in some way. It doesn't seem to be from a normal bird or a normal creature that we would expect to find. Certainly not anywhere local to here.
Demons are fallen angels, you know. It could be one of theirs.
Over the Reverend's shoulder, Kian just gives Finley a look of like, see, I told you.
Can I use persuasion about the what's called this sort of the mausoleum part? Is if there's any sort of secret entrance
Sorry, to persuade them of what?
to have access to any, the secret. If
Oh,
there's
to give you like
secret
keys
entrance.
or anything like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you say to him?
So, we want to find out if there's even any demons near the mausoleum, sort of thing. And we might have to have access to all areas, as in underground.
Yes, tonight we should all go together and hunt them. If they're indeed lurking in the necropolis.
Well, okay.
It's probably the best lead that we have at the moment.
Just read your books, study and prepare. I will also prepare. I will return it this evening.
Oh boy.
He packs all the stakes and the crucifix and all the rest of it into the chest. He straightens himself up and wipes his eyes. And then leaves. And leaves you for the rest of the day to study.
So
I was going to say, I kind of feel sorry for Paul because he only had a cup of tea this morning.
3 cups of tea.
Okay.
Are you all studying the tomes, Paul?
I don't know how much help Paul will be for it. He's probably still on page 1 while they're all on page 20. No, wait, Ian's in the same kind of book.
Yeah, Kian's probably like not doing much better. He's probably like getting to a point where he's like, oh, I don't even know how to even pronounce this or comprehend what I'm reading, so I'll just skip that.
Well, okay, so anyone who's studying the tomes, roll with your intelligence.
Do we get anything for having
Intelligence.
library use in this situation?
What are you saying? Oh no. It's
Just
bad.
your intelligence.
I rolled.
Okay, Paul, you can't make heads or tails of any of the gobbledygook in that book.
I'm
Next
probably
time,
reading the Bible.
next time you roll, you're going to have +1 for this roll. The same with you, Finley. Kian, you reading through it and you make some sense of some of the things, and you don't like the sound of it at all. It does not sound pleasant. You really aren't comfortable getting too deep into it, so you're just kind of skimming what you can get away with.
Yeah.
Mildred, you get deep into reading about these rituals you're recognizing things that have like happened in your past experiences. You feel like you're on a dark path where you can only meet a terrible and horrible, painful, grisly fate. Take a stress.
Great.
Fuck.
But you also find someone has formally tried to translate the book that is made of this kind of aged bark, and is in a kind of a language which is you've never seen before. And there's like this little pencil scroll at the bottom of one of the pages where someone has attempted to translate it into English.
Okay, I freeze for I press A or you freeze up for a moment
Yeah.
in terror.
And this is what they've translated. It's a ritual of some sort.
Okay, guys, there is a song that must be sung as follows and should be intoned slowly and deliberately. It's a Voyager song. I feel as if this could be to do with like the Dagon and maybe prevent their journey. Maybe possible.
I think we should definitely take a copy of this and like maybe write it out so that we can have it to hand if we need it later.
Yes, I mean, you'll be able to easily do that. I imagine Finley's always got a little pencil and pad on him.
Yeah, I think we'll do something like that. Yeah.
I think Mildred too. Yeah.
I fully expect that probably Paul will try and convince Keenan to play cards with them while they're waiting.
Can we get in and out of the crypt readily, or?
Here? Yes, the door's not locked at all.
I was thinking that I was thinking if Paul and Keen maybe like want to go and get some provisions or something. I mean, certainly I think Paul's probably gasping for something to eat by now. So I mean, if they want to get like food and stuff that we can take with us if we're going to be coming back to the necropolis later.
Yeah, I feel like at this point, Kian's definitely of a mind to distract himself from whatever all this is or might mean. He's barely grasping what's already happened to him, and honestly, this is not helping matters. So yeah, he'll probably play a few rounds of cards with Paul, and then just like, all right, let's go get something to eat on. And if he's definitely going to try to keep an eye on the time as well, so that he can meet up with
Yeah.
the maid.
Yeah, because I mean, you just spend all day reading those tomes and studying them and having to take breaks all the time because your brain hurts to read them too long. And the evening will draw along. It'll get to like supper time when everyone's having their tea and stuff. And then about 6, 7 o'clock at night, it does start to get dark outside.
All right, well. I don't know what you lot are gonna do. I'm gonna try to find out what the maid knows, or at the very least get, hopefully save her life and get her away from Arkwright.
Yeah, if nothing else, we don't want her to get caught up in this any more than she already has been.
Yeah. But I'll definitely I'll let you know what I find. Are you all just going to stay here, or where should I meet you?
Is there like another? Is there a reasonable looking pub nearby that we could wait in the meantime? And
There's lots of pubs there, yeah.
Sure. I mean, if we maybe just like pick a bar that we're going to wait at, and then we can wait there and get something to eat and wait until Ian comes back, I guess.
Yeah, that seems a plan.
Okay, so you're all going to go to a pub, on the next corner down or something.
Yeah, something nearby.
Okay, Keen.
Keen will try his best to look decent.
Am I on the right thing here? Yeah, that's where that should. Yes, so Alexander Parade looks much like it does today. And at the corner of one of the blocks, instead of flats at the bottom, there is a pub. And the pub is the Lee Rig. When you get there, it's packed with people. They've been in there getting their dinner. Steak pies, Scotch pies, mince and tatties, and more importantly, booze. Just want to take 5 minutes before we do this and let Alan come back and I can go to the loo.
Sure.
No,
Yeah,
we will
sure,
make you struggle.
Let's now play Demo ones. I know all about the poop sock. Is Alan still Louis?
I think so.
Okay, Kane, so you go to this pub. Are you going to just go in and look for her, or are you going to hang about outside?
Probably hang around outside just to see if I can catch her outside, or if I don't see her, then Keen will go inside looking for her.
Sure. You go inside and you can see she's in there with a couple of friends. They're laughing and drinking. Some guys are talking to them. It's very busy, very lively.
Okay. Keen will try to make himself visible and approach.
Sure, when she spies you, she jumps up and runs over and hugs you.
Oh dear.
Did you tell her your name already? I forget.
I don't think I ever actually did, no. Just like I don't think she ever gave me
No,
hers.
well, I was going to say, the first thing she'll say, she goes, "I'm Maggie, by the way."
Keen.
Come meet everyone, Keen. And she sits you down, introduces her friends. You just get some drinks in, you sit and smoke and chat. Just kind of everyday things that everybody does. And for a moment, you feel this is normality that you haven't had for a little while.
Yeah, Keen definitely purposely forgets what he's here for just a little while and just kind of enjoys the moment, the normality.
Yeah, so I mean, the conversation's going, drinks are flowing. You know, you're at least an hour, 90 minutes in before you've even realised the time has passed. So, what do you want to do for making your move?
Oh boy, okay. I guess I'll try to eventually, steer the conversation towards work?
Sure. So when our friends asks, "Oh, so Keen, what do you do when you're working here? You're a labourer?" This guy's also Irish.
Oh, yeah. A bit of everything. I'm more helping a friend out.
I've not seen you around here. Are you staying in Glasgow?
No, not for very long. We're just we're here on business. At least that's what they tell me.
Yes.
I just help them carry their bags.
That's when Maggie turns around and says, "I thought you were We're not working for the water company.
Fuck, I forgot.
Or was it the gas company? You were checking the pipes.
Yeah, yeah, that was actually my friend that I'm helping out with. He was his usual man, cold and sick, I suppose. Friend was just calling in a favor.
Do you want to ask her about her work?
Oh well, if the suspicions off of me, yeah, Kean will be like, yeah. So, speaking of which, how's working for that old man? He seems rather rude.
Oh, it's not so bad. I've worked for worse. So you stayed in Glasgow long?
Well, it really kind of depends. There's a lot of work that needs to be done.
With the pipes?
Right, with the pipes.
At this point, everyone else is kind of talking amongst themselves, and it's very much the two of you are just sort of having a one-to-one.
Yeah, Kean's definitely like is very much like on the fence of whether he wants to just continue what he's supposed to be doing or just forget and just enjoy the normalness of this whole thing. But yeah, he's definitely racking his brain for how to go about this.
I imagine the drinks aren't helping.
Yeah, probably. Listen. You can be honest with me. Is he treating you right?
Treating me right? What do you mean?
Well, I don't know. He seems, well, for one thing, he doesn't seem to like me all that much, or really anybody.
She says, "Well, I like you."
Well, now you're going to make me blush. But has he
do you care?
ever made you? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, she just say like, why would you care?
That's a very good question. I guess I've just had this feeling. You seem like a very, very good person, and he just doesn't seem.
Doesn't seem what.
Just doesn't seem like a very good person.
Can you roll a dice for me?
Oh God, I'm struggling here.
Before she answers, she goes to take a drink, and there's just a moment of hesitation where you're not making eye contact before she replies to you. No, I mean he's a mean old bastard, but they all are. But he's no trouble. I come in the morning, make him his breakfast, get him dressed, run his errands, make him his lunch and then his supper, put him to bed, and I get paid pretty well for it. It's quite a nice job.
You forgot clean the basement as well.
Oh, Yes, well, I need to do some household chores. Sure.
Yeah, Keen's just gonna take a moment because, again, he's very much trying to figure out how to go about all this before he just sort of, I guess, in his head says fuck it and just says, you know, you don't have to say anything, but I want you to know that I know.
You know what? In fact, it's hard to hear anything here. Let's go outside.
Sure, absolutely, even better.
So you step outside, go round the corner where off the main road, and kind of behind the tenements. There's some kids kicking about, even though it's late at night. You can smell the middens and outhouses in the back. But it's quiet here. You know, if somebody could scream and nobody would probably even hear you. But are the rest of you indoors in this other pub down the street? Or were you positioned somewhere where you could like watch the pub?
What do you think, guys? I'm gonna say yes.
Finley pub.
Wasn't the question an and or?
So sorry, wait, I missed the gist of that. I was
So he's in the pub having his date, and you were going into another pub like round the corner, or down the corner. But would you have positioned yourselves after the hour or so where you could see the pub?
I think I would probably want to keep an eye out. Yeah.
Okay, so you maybe take a drink now and again and take it in turns to go along the street to keep an eye on it or something, or stand outside and have a smoke.
Do a walk around the
Yeah,
block, so to
yeah,
speak.
Sure, okay. So one of you, I don't know who would be watching at that point, sees Cian leave the pub with the girl and head down the kind of side alley. We would call it a lane, but since he's American, I'll say alley.
Who wants to be the person?
Well, I mean, it doesn't matter who it is, but so what do you do?
I think we follow. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we should probably keep an eye on them.
Okay, so you'll go. The one person will run back and get the others, and you'll all go down there in that direction. Okay, Cian. So you just go down this lane. It's dark. It's quiet. She takes you around the darkest possible part in this corner. She asks you, Cian, what is it you're trying to say to me?
I don't think you should be working for Arkwright.
She gets in close to you. It's why? Are you scared for me?
Very much so.
Are you going to protect me?
I'm gonna try.
I can hear Laura laughing in the other room. What are you going to? What are you going to protect me from, Cian? She gets in very close to you.
Yeah, this is probably how I die. Whew, that whiskey is something.
You feel as if like one of her fingers jabbing into one of your ribs. It's quite painful.
Ow! Wait, what?
What? What's wrong?
She jabbed me?
Yeah, it felt like she poked her finger rather sharply into your ribs. As the other hand like slides around your waist.
Whoa. Okay. Whew, all right. Whew. Drunk and blood suddenly leaving my brain. Whew, what am I doing here again? No, I really, it's a very bad idea to be working for Archer. Oh boy.
No, but it's a very bad
Can-
idea to be spying on him, and you feel another sharp jab in a different location in your ribs.
Can I flash the flashlight at
Yes,
her face?
you can come around the corner and flash the flashlight at her.
Yeah. So I flash the flashlight. What are you doing?
She like turns to face you. Her eyes are pure black, and she hisses, and she runs away down the lane.
Oh, no way. Right, come on, we're running after her. We have to get her. No, we have to get her. Like, now. Come on, run. Are
Can
we
I see
able
the-
to chase her?
You can run after her, Mildred. Yes. Finley, what you can say?
I was going to say, can I see that Kieran's all right?
Do you want to run up and inspect Keen first of all? Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think I don't have the physical tags, so I mean, I feel like maybe
Okay.
Paul and Mildred might be better suited to giving chase.
Alright, so Mildred takes off. Finley, you run up and check Keen. Paul, what do you do?
Oh, Paul is proper chasing after as well.
After. Okay, sure.
Striding.
Yeah, so you like steady Keen up, and Keen, you almost fall over. Can you take 2 wounds for me?
Oh, it's like she proper stabbed me.
Mm-hmm.
Earlier,
Oh,
I wanted to say you were going to get shanked. I didn't think I was that right.
Yeah, no, I thought like she was just poking at me a little harsh. Okay, damn, fuck, all right.
When people get stabbed, generally they don't even know they've been stabbed because it does just feel like a sharp jab. It means your body goes into shock, so you don't really sense it.
That's so right. Oh fuck. Okay, well, oh boy, 2 wounds.
And yes, finally, when you see him, you can see like there's blood just like coming through his clothes, and he's been stabbed twice in the chest or in the torso.
Can I like try and tie my belt around him or anything to try and like hold his
Oh yes,
wounds
try and
shut?
stem the bleeding. Yes.
Yeah,
Something like that. You can roll dice for that if you want.
sure.
Well, I guess I'll definitely take K. Bleeding will bleeding
Okay.
heavily.
Could I use luck to improve that any?
You
I mean,
could. But it would take 3 luck to get it to something that actually works.
yeah. Well, I'll maybe try. Yeah, I think that's probably worth a go in this case. I'll use the 3.
What's your other one, Keen? Or you just
Yeah,
taking...
fuck it. I'm gonna take K and O, so I'm just like fainting, I guess.
Yeah, nausea, dizziness, and then you just like collapse into Finley's arms. And Finley, you manage to get him on the ground, wrap your belt around him, tight around his chest, to try and stem the bleeding somewhat so he doesn't just bleed out here in the street. Mildred and Paul, if you could roll with your fitness for me. So Paul, you have 2, I believe, and take the best. What's your fitness,
Look
Mildred?
at the- It's not bad, it's just...
So it's just 1
It's
dice
not-
for Mildred. Yes,
Yeah, it was not great.
you run, Mildred, but I mean, you're not wearing flats, or maybe you're not wearing shoes suitable for running and leaping over fences. The girl leaps over a fence in a bush. Paul, you jump after her, you fall on the ground, roll in the mud. She runs over a midden. You run through it and get covered yourself covered in all kinds of crap and shite and compost. She leaps over another fence, which shouldn't be humanly possible, and you crawl up that fence and just like snatch the back of her skirt and tear the fabric as she falls over the other side and hisses at you and then runs off into the park towards the necropolis. Or perhaps towards our crisis in the same direction.
Okay, I'm running back to help with Kian. That's the only thing I can do at this point.
Yes, you come back and Finley has one on the ground, stemming the bleeding.
Okay, I'm just gonna go into the pub and ask if there's anybody that's a medic. So,
Is there a doctor in the house?
is there a doctor in the house? My friend's bleeding. He was attacked by a woman.
Some
Okay, you don't need to
cheers of laughter
Demasculate.
sound from around the pub. But somebody
Seriously.
one of the people working there will come out and ask you to show them what's happened.
And I walked around.
Oh, what was he thinking coming around here by himself at night? Fuck's sake, of course he got stabbed.
Is there a hospital or?
Yeah, the Royal Infirmary is just down the road there. You're as well carrying him.
Okay.
You'll get there before the fucking the carriage can get here.
Can you help us?
Ugh, it's like looking back at the pub and then looking at your friend. You roll 1 dice for me.
Me?
Yes.
Roll 2 dice for persuasion.
No, you roll 1 because your appearance is just regular.
Oh, that's rubbish.
Yes, that's why I want to change the way dice works in the next time.
Oh, that was a not bad roll.
Yeah, okay. The guy gets under one arm. Finally, you get under the other arm. Paul, you come back, kind of out of breath.
She's ran off either back to Harcraig or the Necropolis. I lost sight. Wherever she is, bloody hell, she's fast.
Well, she's not human, is she?
I think once we get Kean to the hospital, we should go and see the Reverend. At the very least, we don't want him going out there alone. If he gets caught up in this, that's another possible, ally of ours that we don't want to lose.
Yeah, I think he'll be. I think Keen will be okay in the hospital. I think he's in safe hands. I think.
Yeah, it's not like lots of people have died there recently.
Oh, that's so totally true. Do you guys want to go to the necropolis and I'll stay with Kian?
No, don't worry about me, guys. It's not like I can die by too cliche.
Paul looking at Keane. What's a cliche? Just wondering, folks. Those things up in Malaysia.
Do you think she was one of them? And it's all connected. Obviously, Arkwright and the Malay people is connected. So that's kind of answered our question, hasn't it? She's part of the
Seems possible, yeah.
stone people.
Yeah, she could be one of the worshippers of Dagon.
It would answer a few things. Those things slow and sturdy, though. This thing is fast as a bolt.
Is there a phone that we can we call the, because, they do have phones back then. Can we not call the Reverend?
You could try and call the Reverend. The pub would have a phone, probably. Or do you just want to get Keen to the hospital ASAP?
Get him
I
to
think we
the
should.
hospital, and then we can use the phone at the hospital. They'll have a phone, definitely.
Okay, so when you get to the hospital, you bring Keen into what passes for an A&E at this point. He's brought in, he's taken to a bed, he's given some painkillers, probably morphine, just a low dosage. And he set about bandaging you up and stitching you in. Do you want to roll your fitness for me?
2 because I'm athletic, or
Yeah.
well, shit.
Do you have any luck?
You have luck, you could bump your 4 to a 6.
I always forget this. Does my luck refill or no?
It refills occasionally, yes.
Okay, in that case, yeah, I will bump that up. Wait, how many do I need?
2 to bump it to a 6.
I would bump it to a 6.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Okay, so those stab wounds will take a week to heal properly.
Okay, cool. Grand. Am I allowed to leave, or is it like I have to stay at the hospital for a week?
Oh, I mean, they'll want you in there for a couple hours while they stitch you up, but I mean, if you want to get up and leave after that, you can hobble out of your own free will. They will advise against it, obviously.
Of course, of course.
Worst first date ever, eh?
Yeah, I really didn't expect that. All right.
And the infirmary, like, sits right across from the cathedral, as most of us know already.
I think if you sorry.
I was gonna say we could just pop over and then come back to the hospital. I don't think anything will happen.
Nah, you'll be fine.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean, Kian doesn't necessarily have a reason to leave the hospital. I was just asking if I could.
Well, you need to make sure you've got all your organs in place if you're going to do that.
Exactly. So, just make sure I'm not missing anything. Surely the good doctor won't kill me.
Yeah, the doctor treating you is a Dr. Kenneth Burden. He's kind of early 40s, quite a stocky man. He's got quite a good bedside manner, but cold hands.
I've honestly experienced colder. Yeah, Kian, as far as he's concerned, doesn't have a whole lot of reason to get up out of bed and is really just kicking himself in the ass over this whole thing.
This could be an opportunity as well for the hospital because we can gather up intel about some of the doctors as well. I'm just putting a positive spin on this just to say maybe. What does everyone else think?
You're putting a positive spin on my 2 stab wounds?
Well, we're in the hospital ward and, the doctors work there that are connected to the dodgy things that we could maybe find a clue or two, What do you guys think?
Well, if you want to go and try asking around, then fair enough. But I think at least one of us should go and warn the Reverend about what we're up against out there. So, I mean, I could go and see if I can speak to him and try to persuade him not to go out there alone. So.
Sure, okay, so finally you want to hop across the street to the cathedral.
Yeah.
I'm sure you go in there, it's pretty empty, but one of the doors is open. You go in, you go down to the crypt, and the door down there is open, and in the crypt, the good Reverend is in there laying out all the things that you could possibly need for the excursion tonight. And he hears you coming in, he turns around. Oh, good, at least one of you showed up.
Reverend, we've got bad news. We encountered what we believe was one of the Dagon followers tonight. And she attacked one of our party, and he's been badly injured. At the very least, be aware that what you're up against is a very strong thing. It's probably not something that we can take lightly. I think we should wait until we have enough people to stand a good chance against it.
It comes up right uncomfortably close to you, and you can smell his rotten breath. And he puts something in your hand. He says, "Don't worry, my son. We have faith on our side. God is with us." And he puts a little small wooden crucifix in your palm of your hand.
It's a powerful relic right there.
Well, since the whole situation in Rum with like the holy water, that's just not gonna work.
Did you go across with him, Paul, or are you in hospital with the others?
I think probably
I think
Paul
I-
with
I-
Mildred.
Sorry.
Right, okay, you're
Well, I'm
saying
getting excitable because the way Paul would interpret is he knows there's something dodgy going in the hospital, so he'd rather be there keeping an eye on Kean.
Sure.
And like the church is not exactly the most threatening place. There's a mad raving madman, but it's a friendly mad raving madman.
So Paul, as you're kind of standing by keeping guard, maybe going back and forth to the entrance to the ward, you can see one of the wards is like cordoned off with those kind of folding screens, and there's nobody coming or going into that ward at all.
And I'm guessing there's like quarantine stickers, or not stickers, but like markings like "Do not enter" or stuff like that.
Yeah, there's like a paper poster up on the website that says quarantined.
I genuinely think Paul would be probably curious to go in there. Like, with all the shit that's happened, he probably thinks there's no such thing as a quarantine. But his duty is to keep an eye on Kean to make sure things are okay and he doesn't get himself shanked more.
So maybe just a little peek.
But just a little peek, yeah.
Okay,
just
so
a
you
little one.
peek back, pull the screen back a little bit, and it is an empty ward. There's like 12 beds in rows on either side, evenly spaced out. And not much else.
Is it like pristine? As in, like, it looks like it's been totally made. None of the beds are messed up. Like, it just looks untouched.
It's clean, untouched.
Or-
It might even smell like it's been cleaned recently.
Not in and of itself something to worry about, but still a bit confusing how we've got a quarantine situation and the quarantine ward is empty. Sort of Paul will lower the curtain again and take a few steps back and sort of probably stare at it with like a brain that's trying to process something that's made for 10 cogs, but he's only got 2 in his head.
The matron of the ward like stand behind you, big burly woman. Excuse me, sir. You're not supposed to be over here.
Oh, sorry, matron. I was just having a... Are they called matrons, actually?
Back then, I think it was a matron you had like in charge of the ward.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, matron. Just having a pace with my worried for my mate, I just have to keep walking and just thinking about the quarantine and what I've heard about it. It's just terrible stuff.
Aye, well, you don't want to be going in there in case you be catching something, making it worse.
Oh, there's a lot of people in there.
There was.
Oh no! Don't tell me they all.
Yep, every one of them.
When
I've
did
never
that,
seen
like,
never seen anything like it.
was it all of them just so suddenly? Just like, and he just snaps his fingers, to emphasize just like that.
Aye, pretty much. Here one day, gone the next. Less than a day, the lot of them just deteriorated to nothing.
What's the name of the doctor that's handling this case? Because he must be chapping at the bit with nerves. This sounds horrid.
Dr. Cullen, a man in very high regard, yes. He's currently in quarantine at Duke Street Prison, where there's another outbreak.
Just to say, Paul can't help. he's not a very he's a very transparent person. He'll probably have a look of that makes sense.
Yes, well, the conditions in the prison are horrendous. It's no surprise the disease would find its way there.
Oh, that's a fair, right honourable gent sacrificing his chance for those poor doggers, those
Yes,
wrongdoers.
it was him that first identified the pathogen, or whatever they're calling it.
Did he now? Oh, that's something fascinating. I'd love to meet the guy and get him a drink for such a keen eye that he must have. Oh, I hope he's able to save someone.
I will. Hopefully he pulls through as well. With the exposure.
Aye, hopefully so. Well, I thank you for your time, matron.
Yeah, you best
Apologies for bothering you.
Yeah, you best be getting back to your friend.
So Paul will do that. Probably wait for the matron to like leave the hallway. And, he goes into the room and just sort of watches and waves his hand as the matron goes past and stuff, and just sort of waits.
Yeah. Finlay, sorry, on you go.
Basically, then immediately turn to both Kean and Mildred and immediately recite all this information straight to them. Like,
Finlay, so you're down there. He gives you the crucifix, and then he turns around and then he stops. He says, "Do you hear it? Do you hear them?"
Is it the demons, Reverend? I can't hear anything at the moment.
You must be able to. And he goes up to one of the walls and puts his ear up against the brick. Oh, I can hear them, son. They're in the walls. They're in the ground. Scratching, digging. But they won't get us, son. They won't get us. Not with God on our side. And he snatches up some of the stakes and the iron nails and the hammer.
Have you dealt with anything like this before, Reverend? Really, I think we should wait until we have more people to confront this thing.
I doubt many have faced something like this before, son. No. Where are the rest of them? You're right. We should have more hands.
They're at the hospital just now. They're with our man who was injured at the moment.
He barely seems to notice what you're saying as he creeps towards the wall and puts his ear up against it again. It's like, well, get them, son. Be quick about it. We haven't long. I can
Okay,
hear them getting closer.
I'll go and see them. I'll try and probably keeping an eye on the Reverend as much as I can. I'll just back away and then back out of the place to report back to the others at the hospital.
Yes, you go back across the street to the hospital, back up to ward, and you'll find everyone, around there, keen a little bit out of it on morphine.
It's the Reverend, I think, is in danger of losing his marbles. I think he's keen that we should go and confront this whatever the woman has become tonight. But I don't know. Should we try to persuade him to wait, or should we go along with it and try and just have it out here and now? What do you all think?
I think Kane's in the hospital, but are we able to? How bad is his injuries? As in, could we possibly get him to a safe place rather than the hospital?
Well, the thing is, the guy that we're worrying about's at the prison. He's no here. The
Well,
quarantine wards are empty. There's something bad's happening at the prison.
Oh goodness. I don't know if we should be at the prison then to see what's going on there and take the Reverend there rather than the church. What are you guys thinking? What are you guys thinking?
Fuck it. I've had it up to here with all of this fucking nonsense and madness. I'm done. I'm having it out. Where the fuck is the demons at?
You can't. You need rest. You
I
need
don't need you telling me what I need. I've got 2 extra holes in me.
I know.
Right,
that's
Kian,
fine.
and I'll put a whole lot more if you get out of that bed. Sort of Paul like looming.
I think that they will all be gathering at that prison tonight. That's my sort of fear. As in the fish woman and the Arkwright and the what's called the what's called that Dr. Collins in quarantine there, so he's obviously something he's doing, he's caused all those people in the hospital, now it's in the prison, so I think we need to be where the action is and prevent more people from getting killed. What do you guys think?
Or at the very least we find out what he's doing to them.
I think we don't know what Cullen's affiliate. I mean, it certainly seems likely that Cullen is mixed up in this, but we don't know what his affiliation is. It seems like Arkwright and the fish people are separate groups. So at the very least, it seems like if we don't confront them just now, then they at least are probably more likely to be at loggerheads with each other. I don't think they would attack us. I think they would be more likely attack each other at this time. They're probably more interested in who has the stone. I mean, if the maid was keeping Arkwright under surveillance, she might just have gone back to that, but I don't know. I'm just speculating, really.
Or Arkwright could be one of the fish people.
I think going by the maid and how she was, I think we can pretty much rule that Arkwright's at least strongly affiliated with them.
Her name's Maggie, by the way.
Ah, Maggie the fish. I got it. Didn't you know you had a thing for mermaids, Kian?
Well, I'm learning quite a bit about myself at the moment.
I'll keep my eye on you whenever we go to the fishmonger.
An elderly man, a couple on the opposite side of the room, a few beds down, starts to shout over to you. You're all going to be doomed, They're coming for you.
And who are you?
They're coming for you! He starts rolling backwards and forward on his bed, and you can see that he's been strapped down by the wrists already.
Fuck you, I know they're coming for me. I've already been stabbed.
They're coming for you! Tonight, tomorrow, it doesn't matter! And he just bursts into manic laughter.
Well, he says they're coming for us, so it doesn't matter if it's tonight or tomorrow. Well, we may as well deal with it. So
The matron comes in and tries to calm the man down.
Right, so get me out of this damn bed and let's have it out with fucking Satan or Dagon or whatever the fuck his name is.
No, Kian,
He's caused me no shortage of pain and suffering, not to mention the damage to my fucking mind.
You're gonna get yourself killed and you're gonna get other people killed, so you're best staying where you're safe. You'll be safe for the moment.
Mildred.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The only way he's going to be safe is if at least we can keep an eye with him. I mean, who else can we trust?
Yeah, well,
what if the madman over there is right? What if someone's coming? I mean, we've heard worse. The guy's probably spoke the most sense we've heard from someone outside of this group.
To be fair, she saw my face and she thinks I'm Dr. Bryant, so they're definitely coming for me.
Yeah, I fucking told her I knew everything. I just,
Are you getting out of bed, Keen?
hell yeah, I am.
As you do so, the ring that you had in your pocket falls out and rolls across the floor. And then does that thing where, you know, it spins for a moment before it flies flat still.
Ah, fuck it. Yeah, Kian will reach down and grab it.
Can you roll
this-
intelligence for me?
I feel like if he wears the ring, it's gonna like heal the wounds for some reason. I don't know. I'm just
I just think
like,
really
deja vu.
doubt it, but sure.
I imagine just as it was rolling and then it started doing the spin, but it span for what felt like minutes
Yes.
before suddenly, and not slowly just drop, but suddenly it just goes thud and it just like hits it, like it's spinning and then it's just flat dead.
Yeah, and everyone's just standing there watching it, not moving until it stops, and then Keen lives down and picks up. So can you roll your intelligence for me, Keen?
Oh yeah. 2 dice again.
Yes, and it's the worst one
Yeah.
to use.
Kian's just like in the middle of like ranting about this damn ring and all the pain and suffering he's been through in this damn fucking job and all the.
Yeah, you pick it up and the cool metal just feels nice against your swollen hand.
It's a healer. Put the ring on. Put the ring on.
I mean, I was already about to do it, but now I feel like I have to.
Especially if it feels nice. Like in the mindset, you're being really like strong and stubborn. You grabbed it and you're like, oh, you know what? To stop you from falling, and just put it on kind of style. Especially since it felt nice.
Plus, I'm still probably feeling the effects of morphine, which always makes some person think clearly. Yeah, Kian just sort of like stares at it in his hand for a second and decides, you know what, fuck it, and slips it on.
We're all in anticipation, waiting to see what happens.
Everyone else, Keen just kind of just stands there, motionless for a second.
Probably
And
Paul,
another thing,
like I think it's like waiting like the seconds that Keen, and then it's like that slow moment of Paul's walking over to him, hand outstretched to try and touch his shoulder.
Is it Father Thomas? Is he Michael Thomas? Is it the Exorcist?
Paul touches you, Keen, and boom. Paul touches you and you're there again.
Keen?
Okay.
How do you feel? Is it
First things first. Do I remember or notice any weirdness?
You remember what you just saw, yeah?
The ring still on my finger?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Kian's just gonna blink and rub out his eyes and just kind of look around, make sure he is where he knows he should be. Honestly, Mildred, I don't even know why you bother asking me that question. I haven't been right since I first met any of you.
okay? Sorry, I asked.
For anyone making eye contact with Kian, you just see like a flutter of a dark shadow roll across his eye and disappear.
Sort of furrow brow, thinking, maybe miss. So I've only had coffee today.
I've been stabbed twice. I don't sleep well because it's just nothing but fucking nightmares of the craziness that I've seen. I see things when I'm awake now.
Is he able to walk and everything? Is there anything like what about his wounds?
Oh, I mean, he's doped up
Do
on
we
morphine. He's
notice
not going to
when-
feel the pain.
Oh, okay. I still think, Kane, you should be in. Is there a wheelchair nearby?
I can walk on my own 2 feet.
No.
Let's just go and deal with the Reverend's brand of lunacy. And hopefully he can figure out and put all of this crazy messed up world back in order. Whoa, my head.
Okay.
Okay.
Do you just want to go to the church then, or somewhere else?
I think we're bound, church bound, aren't we? Because we have to go into the Reverend anyway.
Yeah, I think at the very least we don't want him going after Maggie alone.
Okay.
Does the ring still feel unusually cold or cool or?
Oh, I didn't say it felt unusually cold. I just said your hands were like hot and swollen. It felt kind of cool against it.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
You decided to read more into that.
Hey man, at this stage, anything's a clue.
Yes. So you get a coat on, key in. Get some of his clothes back on him, I guess. Covering up the bandages. You're full of morphine, so you can kind of ignore the pain for now, but it's going to hurt later. And you might be kind of hunched over a little bit as you're walking.
Yeah, just constantly grumbling about how bullshit everything is now.
Yeah, and you just go back to the church. And as you go inside, you can hear like a door being closed. And then the footsteps as Father Grimmond, or Reverend Grimmond, comes up the stairs, and he's got like a bag satchel over his shoulder. And you can see he's got like a big iron crucifix in one hand. Oh, about time you showed up.
Have you got some of those wooden pointer stick things? Can I get one?
Damn it, this is no place for a woman. Why did you just bring her?
She has a way with words.
She's been with us all this time. We trust her.
I take no responsibility, miss, for anything that happens to you.
I'm good at investigating, and I'm small. I can get through tiny places.
He steps up to you, Paul, and gives you like a hammer and a stake and some large iron nails.
You know what? I half expect he's given me it in like a bandolier or something.
Nothing is extravagant.
It's just some belt with like the nails in the hole.
Yeah, he just seems like woefully unprepared to.
Don't worry, Cthulhu ain't got nothing on us.
We'll make sure we hammer him down and watch our ceremony.
Before we go, come. He takes you to the front altar. The motions for you all to get on your knees.
Ah, for fuck's sakes.
Hopefully this is the right faith for us. Hopefully this is the right sect of Christianity.
And he gives each of you a blessing. Not a Catholic blessing with holy water and all that shenanigans, but just like a regular blessing. Something about the lack of ceremony associated with it makes you feel even more uneasy.
Do you
Was this-
have?
This is probably the first time Paul has realised just how uncomfortable Keen has probably felt.
Do you have flashlights for all of us?
Flashlights? No.
So we only
found
have
that they
one?
seem to be. We've found that they seem to be vulnerable to light.
Don't worry, we'll have fire. It's even better. If they're feathered like you say, we'll set their wings alight.
I'm very apprehensive about this situation. At least I have my golf club.
Keen, did that also move you? On the screen?
Sorry, well, I'm really sorry. One more time.
Did that move you to the necropolis screen? Or are you still in the infirmary one?
Yeah, I think I'm still on the one where it's like the cathedral on one side. There we go.
Oh, there we go. I know. I figured out who merged them.
Sorry, my girlfriend was talking to me.
Okay, so yes, you go back. He leads you in the dark out to the Bridge of Sighs, across to the necropolis, up to the main entrance of the necropolis, and he takes out a big key and unlocks the lock and opens the doors. He takes his lighter or a match and lights a torch and then passes it to one of you.
Kian will take it.
He lights a second one and he passes that one to another one of you.
I'll take it.
I thought you had the flashlight.
Oh yeah, I have the flashlight. Give it to Finlay then.
Okay, I'll take it. I feel like I'm probably better carrying something like that than trying to actually use a melee weapon anyway.
So you step inside, and inside is like an ossuary. There's a pile of bones in the alcoves. The sarcophagus laid out. And it's not very large on the inside. It goes into underneath the mountain here. And there's several like tombs that lead off in different directions. And he's just kind of, he looks in one, motions you to bring in the light, scowls around it, nods, and then moves on to the next one. Until you get to the final one, which is on the sort of the far eastern corner. And then, once more, like you saw in the mausoleum, there's like a hole been dug out in the corner. This one is larger. And it's not really hidden behind anything, so it's easy to see it right away. Yes, see, this, I knew it. This is how they've been coming up.
Is there anything we can do to flush them out?
Do we not have that Lord's Prayer thing that we can say?
Oh, I swear to God.
The Voyager song thing?
Yeah, that or the Voyager song, yeah.
I know the Lord's Prayer, miss. Needn't worry. And yes, we will flush them out into the light of God.
I think we should say the Voyager song.
Maybe we should wait until we can see it and then we can try that.
The Reverend takes off his spectacles and folds them up and puts them in his pocket. And takes a deep breath and gets down on his knees and crawls into the hole.
I didn't expect the Reverend to go first.
I don't think he's coming back.
We need to go after him? I mean...
We know the monster's down there. We might as well just fucking charge headfirst into it at this stage.
Can we even fit down there?
You get your hands and knees, you can crawl in, yeah.
He said it was like a larger hole, right?
Yes, because the last one you would have to crawl on your belly. This one you can you can just go on your hands and knees.
Yeah.
The things that we do, honestly. God.
I'd like to say at this moment, this is entirely voluntary. You don't have to go down the hole.
I don't think we should go down the hole.
Nah,
think we-
fuck it. I've only got 1 box left on my damage. Let's go.
Maybe we should try and persuade the Reverend to come back out and
Can
we
I try?
approach-
Can I try and persuade? I've got persuasion.
Okay, so what are you going to
Sure.
say to him to try and persuade him to come out?
And that we should go to the prison instead, because I think that would be more worthwhile at this moment, because we could be saving lives.
Oh
Can
god,
I-
what's that noise?
Something makes me
Yeah.
think that the Reverend's not replying to your message. He's no longer in office.
They're here, they're here, I can hear them.
Is anyone else got persuasion?
You can hear hundreds of scratching noises coming from all around the walls.
Can I reach down into the hole and see if I can grab the Reverend's like ankle or something and try to like yank him back out?
Oh, roll your strength, please do.
Now I am strong, so this will be hopefully.
I'd like to say I'll assist you on it as well.
Fuck.
Okay, so roll an extra dice. Cam.
Like, you know, like Paul will see what Keane's trying to do to try and reach to help.
Get back out here, you daft bastard.
Maybe we should all
you reached down
try.
and you managed to grab like his shoulder. Just kind of like get a hold of the cloth of it as you try to pull him back. Like, I can see them! Oh my god! There's so many! You reach down to help him, Paul, and something like takes a bite out of your hand to take a wound.
Oh.
Oh shit! They're just right there. Okay, yeah.
Oh god, okay, wounds are bad.
Yeah, they are.
I guess it's K, because that would make sense.
A woman's case?
Bleeding heavily will deteriorate rapidly
Yes.
without medical care.
It's
Oh
a
fuck!
a large, sharp, hooked mouth is just taking like a chunk out of the flesh of your hand.
I think we need to like leave.
The Reverend lets out a kind of girlish scream, and Keen, you can feel his body being jerked, pulled downwards into the hole.
He's gone.
Oh fuck! Yeah, I let go.
He's gone. I'm sorry.
He disappears in the hole.
There's no way of saving him now, seriously.
There's a flurry and some sort of scratching sounds very close to the entrance to the hole. You maybe in the light you see like black feathers just kind of flickering out and in again, followed by sort of long talons.
I will say I am holding a torch. Did I see anything?
Yes, you caught a glimpse of what could be described as a sort of, I don't want to say goblin and thing, but it's more like a goblin, vulture, ghoulish kind of creature.
Oh, for goodness sake, that's my nightmare.
I think we want to try the Voyager's song for want of any other options.
Yeah, let's start reciting the words slowly.
You fucking do that. Kian's throwing he's like swinging his torch around at the things that are in there. Like, the Reverend's the lost cause, but he's doing something.
You hear the Reverend screaming and then the tearing of flesh. Keen, you're just like wafting the entrance with the torch, keeping the things at bay.
I imagine Paul will try to like swing at anything that gets too close.
I think if Mildred wants to give it a try, I will also join her in sing and trying to sing the song.
Yeah.
Okay, then
Hold
let's
hands
do
and sing the song.
you want to... I'll paste that actually. Alright, so you've forgotten your handout.
Yeah, I'm looking at it just now. Should we read it?
Yes,
or
actually read it out in unison.
Okay. Are you ready? Should we...
Gurenka, Vulgarega, Rarera, Ferrug, Graugecker, Kureg, Krak, Ure, Harry, Beckett, Hawif, Gregor, Agur.
The sounds lessen and disappear. There was no
Oh,
sound of them scratching or leaving. The sounds just stopped. The fluttering stopped. The claws that were reaching out from the hole stopped.
Like, Kian holds the torch over the hole and tries to peek in.
You just see the wet remains of the priest's flesh, the body parts that have been ripped open.
Well, when you think about that, we could have saved the
Yeah.
priest
Could
guy.
everyone roll their intelligence for me?
Oh, fuck.
Is that 2d6?
2d6, and for you.
But
Mildred,
do
it's the best
remember,
one.
I get a +1 to this roll.
Yeah, so your 2 is a 3. So you're still okay, Paul. Mildred, you're sickened and frightened, but you're okay. And Finley, you take a stress.
Okay.
Was that yours, Keen? The 4 and the 1?
Yeah, 4 and the 1.
Okay, so your 1 becomes a 2, but you're still fine.
Cool. Good thing.
And I need to see someone because someone's torn an artery. I'm gushing a lot of
Yeah,
blood.
we need to get Paul to the hospital right away. Or at least it's just across the road.
The emergency services. Cross a bridge.
Yeah, I think we need to just go to the hospital. And I feel kind of bad because we could have just like said that thing and then the priest might have not died. It's quite
Yeah,
bad.
I should have listened, really. It was my idea to not try it immediately. I thought we'd need to wait until we could actually see it, or, we knew it was there before we tried it.
To be honest, what indication did we even have? Like, you guys said sing the song. I'm like, why? What context clue am I missing?
I'm so glad we sung the song. I'm sorry.
Is it because last times when you had a prayer, you didn't see it?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
exactly what was in my mind.
Yes, so use, get yourselves out of there, close the door, you're not able to lock it, get across to the hospital. Paul, do you want to roll your fitness for me?
Is Kian still feeling a little woozy from the drugs and shit?
Yeah, I mean, when that morphine wears off, you're going to be in a lot of pain.
Oh yeah, okay. Just want to double check and see if I'm still good.
It's
Would-
two dice for you,
out-
Paul.
Yeah, so out of shape means 2 dice. Take the worst.
Oh, so, yeah. Oh, yes, okay. Did I close this? I did. It's going to take a while for that wound to heal.
Fuck.
Gotta love those snake eyes.
Yes, it will take a month for that to heal. It's like a nasty, ragged, triangular bite that's been taken out of it.
It's really nasty and deep.
Where did we find the Voyager song?
I think it was in Arkwright's house, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was,
Or
there
in
was
fact, no, it was in the book in the crypt, yeah.
yeah, the Black Book in the Crypt. It was the translation someone scrolled on it. And you wouldn't have found it if you hadn't spent that day studying them.
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to call it there for tonight. Seems like a decent stopping point.
Yeah, considering the two of us are, at least two of us are pretty grievously wounded.
Yeah, I think we should at least wait until Kieran's up to health. I know it'll take a bit longer for Paul.
The two tanks of the party are brutal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say that, like, we're investigative people.
So I mean, you
so-
can, if you want to go and check out the prison that night or the next day, we could do that if you want. But it's up to you guys.
Yeah, I don't know about this night.
I don't
This
think
night is not a good
tonight-
night.
No, that's not the best to check out tonight. I don't think
Or
so.
if you want to do this session or you want me to take a session, that's up to you guys.
Yeah, probably do it next session. I think now's a good, decent stopping point. We did get a lot done.
Yes, we lost the Reverend.
Yeah.
I did say we got a whole lot of good stuff done, but we definitely got a lot done.
To be honest, I did say about singing the song at the start, so
Yeah, I
yeah.
really wish I'd listened to. As I say, I thought maybe like we wait until we can see it, because if we just go in there and say it, maybe it won't have an effect. But yeah, oh well. Try and learn from this, I guess.
Yeah, I'm like so surprised. I honestly, I actually didn't see it coming when the maiden was the one who stabbed me.
Like
I know
I thought
she
it was
was
like
so
just being
convincing.
playful. Like it was
Yeah,
just like
no,
playful poking.
No,
Yeah, 100%. I thought it was like, I mean, obviously it was kind of like a red flag. As why is she jabbing me with her finger? Like, is she about to kill me? But then whenever you said she had already done it, I was like, oh fuck.
see when she started poking you in the ribs, I just thought of John will know this, but I just thought of the From that episode when he lets her in the what's called in the window, and then she wraps her body around him, and
I wasn't actually thinking
pretends-
about that. Yeah.
Were you not? But
No.
I actually thought about that. I was like, she's all like, oh, sweet and innocent. And then she's like, it's so good. Have you
Yeah.
watched The From?
I haven't, but yeah, right there towards the end, like right before you guys flashed the flashlight, I was like, okay, now I'm starting to get a little concerned that maybe she's not so sweet and innocent. And then, hey, I was already under, like, she already stabbed me. I didn't even notice her eyes were black, apparently.
You're
Well, eyes
too
didn't go black until
trusting
they shine the light
your
on.
character.
Huh?
I was saying your character's too trusting.
Honestly, yeah, he still is. Yeah, he's even realizing this. Like the dream where someone's calling for help, so clearly, like, maybe something is pointing him in the right direction. That maybe it's the maid or Maggie that's needing help, and clearly she knows something because she cleaned the basement. And then that's where we found the dried blood that she didn't clean, and I had that other vision, and I'm like, I get it. Arkwright's like sacrificing maids. Maybe this one's the replacement because she cleaned up the last one or something. And then I was, yeah. Of all the things that it could have been, that was the one I was like, nah, that can't be it. She's obviously a victim here.
Callum, the From series, I think like you
I-
totally
just to pause,
love
like,
it.
I may have took the headset off when you started saying, so that scene from the front. I took the headset off and just hummed for a while because I didn't want to see any spoilers or anything.
Oh,
So
okay.
so I didn't actually know what you said. All I heard was when the woman, and it's just like, right, she's still going. Because I told
so
Paula.
good, though. It's really
Right,
good.
the
I
watch
think-
it, Jesus Lord. Stop pushing it.
Interesting. No, they're selling it.
Is it on Netflix or something? I've not heard
No,
of
it's
it.
on Discovery.
Ah,
I had
I'll need to
download it.
find a version to acquire and then watch it with Paula, but I don't know how to stream it to my PlayStation. because she won't watch it through on my computer. She'll only watch it on the big telly.
But yeah, that was a good one. Definitely didn't go how I originally anticipated it to go.
Yeah, that took a turn.
I thought for sure, like, I was gonna save her and blah 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 blah. I thought, if anything, she probably doesn't really know anything. I couldn't get anything out of her or whatever. Just be like, whatever.
Oh, you sweet
However-
summer child.
John has now played that card, and you will never trust John again.
Exactly.
I
Exactly.
feel
Now any victim whatsoever is like, that's the first one I'm shooting.
I feel justified now in having her open the door, the main door of the house, you know, because I was saying, oh, if you could have the door open for fresh air. I'm so glad that I actually did that.
I
because
liked how
feel as
nervous
if-
you were about drinking the tea.
Yeah,
Well-
that shit.
I don't trust anyone with the tea now. Seriously.
Yeah, but this is what eventually drives you to insanity.
Yeah, no, Kian's already like really feeling it now. Like, he is proper pissed off that this shit is just not making any sense, and it's still just causing him pain. Just let me go back to my normal life.
I didn't think she'd be a fish woman though. That was the
Who
big
says she's a
surprise.
fish woman?
Yeah, she just had her eyes black. That was basically it, wasn't it?
I mean, you've seen other people with their eyes black.
Oh, I
Yeah.
suppose. But she had the big claws, didn't she?
I didn't say that.
Oh, okay. Well, when she was scratching Kian.
When you
No,
get
no.
stabbed.
He said it felt like she took a finger and jabbed me in the rib.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, you-
most likely just was shanking him.
Yeah, you don't know what he was like stabbed with.
Oh
I mean,
god,
The shape
She
of the
laid her
wound you
eggs
probably
in me.
would know.
Yeah, you're gonna have some crazy stuff like the next episode. You're like, oh,
especially now that I've decided to put on the fucking ring. It's not like, he hasn't been dropping hints like, so are you wearing the ring? I'm like, no, I'm not wearing the ring. Stop asking me.
And the one thing you put on was that you're completely unprovoked.
Yeah, no, it's just like, fuck it. Yeah, just put it on. And now I'm totally expecting some even more weird shit happening because of the damn ring. Which, by the way, that was basically it. It was just that sudden flash that I was in that
Oh yeah,
desert.
I mean, they never saw what you saw. If you want to tell.
Well, obviously, yeah, but it was just it was just that quick little flash, and then I was back.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
But that's up to Kian if he
Kian's
wants
just-
to share that.
Yeah, no, Kian's just chalking that up to yet another fucking weird vision, memory, hallucination, whatever the fuck that he's dealing with now. Because he's too stupid to understand what is happening. Which I don't even think if I had intelligence, it would really help me figure out.
If you had intelligence, you would have probably gone insane already.
Because you could have figured
yeah.
out just how bad shit is.
Yeah. So now I just think I'm slightly going insane.
Or the world's gone insane.
Yeah, it's definitely the world that's gone insane. I'm fine.
and then you had that the guy that was next to you spouting off stuff. So yeah.
Oh yeah, that was that was one of those things where, like, this guy is making sense. What the fuck?
Yeah, he's like the most sensible person we've met for quite a while.
They're coming after you. I know they're coming after me. I've already been stabbed.
See, when the Reverend came with the big, massive crucifix, and I was just like, oh no, that's not going to help you now.
Yeah, I mean, as much as it's it's sad that we weren't able to save him, I think he was kind of pretty far gone already.
He was fucked.
Yeah, he was one way or another.
He was a friendly madman. But on the plus side, we've acquired some silver.
Well, yeah.
Goodness.
Got to look on the upside, yeah.
Yeah, so next one again will be in 2 weeks' time. That was actually quite a short one.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, that's a fairly decent stopping point before you
Yeah, but it
tackle
was
the next
quite
thing.
packed.
Oh yeah, yeah. That started off strong with the dogs and everything. I'm like, oh god.
Oh, I mean, as long as you just felt like you got enough out of it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it felt like yeah. I mean, it felt complete.
It was very tense.
It
Yeah,
was
it
super
was-
intense. Especially the hole. I think, like, see the bit with the hole, and then obviously the earlier bit with Keen and the women was unnerving, but the hole was quite scary.
Oh yeah.
Noises.
I actually didn't think
was-
this session would be really that scary or tense. So I'm glad that you felt that way.
Oh yeah. No, I was gonna have like Kian be so gung ho, like along with the Reverend, and just be like, fuck it, I've had enough to hear with the bullshit. Let's just kill the devil and be done with it, and then
Well,
yeah.
when you're like going in there in one box, like there's a very real possibility you just don't come back out.
Yeah. Like, I didn't expect the monsters to suddenly be right there on us immediately. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, I kind of thought it would be like that as well. I thought we'd have to like search around for a while to
yeah.
actually see it.
Oh, I mean, you're still welcome to go down the hole and look around,
Oh, I'm sure we will eventually.
but that's completely
That
up to you.
seems safe.
All roads lead to the hole, don't they? At one point, because it was the same with the hill. We were like, well, we're not going to that hill, and then
Yeah.
But you never
Keen
had
was
to go.
dragged.
You never had
Yeah,
to go to the hill. You never need to go in the hole. It's all down to you.
Keen dragged the tea.
Yeah, no, yeah.
I'm drinking the tea is completely
I love
optional.
how you did. I love how you did offer us that one where he's like, now guys, you realize you don't have to do any of this stuff. Fuck you, you're gonna drag us through.
I just want to make sure responsibility is appropriately assigned. It's the same reason I don't like rolling dice as a GM. I like the players to roll the dice, because then the fate is in your hands.
Yeah. No, I loved it. I love it either way. Yeah, I can't wait to find out what the ring is gonna start doing to me now.
I mean, I teased to Laura that there was a big chunk of lore filler available.
Yeah. I can't wait for the next one. So
I like it when Laura gets so excited she wants other people. She's like, you need to do this.
yeah, right.
She's been excited for 2 weeks, man.
Sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. Honestly.
She was kind of annoyed last week that I was playing a different game with people because she wanted to play this.
You know, I can understand it. This game is a lot of fun.
I think
I'm a little... Sorry, go ahead.
gonna say I think as well because like he was describing his game last week and I was just like, that sounds so fun. Like they're like well crazier than us, as in they're gun ho when they go in on an investigation. So I was like, oh my goodness, we're all about like, let's do the investigation and go lightly, whereas
Well, they were
You
doing
were saying-
investigation and stuff as well, but the nature of, I mean, they had like shotguns, and a sniper rifle, and body
yeah.
armor, and they felt safer going in.
Oh yeah, 100%. If you gave us that kind of equipment, we would 100% be going in guns
Yeah.
blazing.
And at the same point, when one of them kind of overcame with a cannibalistic urge and took a bit out of the other one's neck, they kind of hesitated.
Yeah. But then you look at this game and you have to realize that we're all a bunch of just normal people.
Oh yeah, I prefer the dynamic in this one, I think.
I just kept
Yeah.
thinking Shaggy. I was like, Shaggy?
I liked how the first section of this, I basically was thinking of how would Paul rationalize this to make sense, and now Paul's just like, nah, shit's whack.
Yeah, no.
That's a monster.
Yeah. God, I feel like it was that moment down in the vaults that really set Kian off. Like, oh no, there was nothing normal happening here.
I like how you have never talked about like going back down there either. It's
No, of
just
course
not
not.
on the table.
The vaults do
No.
not exist.
Yeah.
The only thing is, I'm surprised that Mildred doesn't want to. Like, in some form of trauma, it wasn't a monster that took her husband. Her husband's just fell, and she wants to go and help save him, get him back. Like, that kind of surprises me.
I think she's wanting to get over this sort of case before delving into,
Having
other
to deal with
stuff.
it.
Yeah, I think this is just keeping our mind off it and is, a mission. So, and people always need a mission, don't they? So,
Yeah. That's kind of similar to how Kian's trying to deal with all this shit too, because now like he's tried to go back to normal, and then like it just all of this gets thrown at him again,
Well,
and
yeah, it's
now
like
he's-
the 1 minute he lets his guard down there and he gets fucking stabbed.
yeah. So now he's just like now he realizes that normal is no longer on the table for him. This is his new normal now, and he doesn't like it.
I feel like you were like, I've got one life, and I'm just going guns blazing, and we were all like, oh, caution to the wind,
Yeah.
caution, like going
Until
and
Paul got a
treading
bit
lightly.
taken out of him, and then he was like, "Oh, maybe not."
Well, yeah, no, that's kind of I was for that I was thinking like, Kian's like legitimately pissed off at that this is his reality, but also morphine, not exactly thinking clearly, and then like like I said, if the monsters had waited a bit before they came at us, like if we had all properly gone into the tunnels, like Kian would have been right after the Reverend. But then, like, all of a sudden, it all happened so quick, and he's like, well, hold on a second, let's get the Reverend out of there, and we'll just have our fight up here where we can move. And then it just didn't happen like that. Like, he's not suicidal, but he's definitely, like, how I'm eager to get over with this shit. Like, he wants to talk to the cult's manager, he wants to talk to Dagon. Be like, listen, fucker. Leave me alone!
I've had it up to here with you.
Right? You take your hallucinations, your insanity, your murders, your death, all of that. You just fuck off over there. I'm going to go back to plastering this wall.
Yeah, well, I'm glad you had fun. I'll get you in 2 weeks for the next one.
Definitely.
Cool.
Thank you, John. It was fun.
Oh yeah, definitely.